People never lie so much as before an election, during a war, or after a hunt. A really great man is known by three signs: generosity in the design, humanity in the execution, moderation in success. The Americans are a very lucky people. They're bordered to the north and south by weak neighbors, and to the east and west by fish. The great questions of the day will not be settled by means of speeches and majority decisions but by iron and blood. Do not expect that once taking advantage of Russia's weakness, you will receive dividends forever. Russian has always come for their money. And when they come, do not rely on an agreement signed by you. You are supposed to justify. They are not worth the paper it is written. Therefore, with the Russian is to play fair, or do not play. Political judgment is the ability to hear the distant hoofbeats of the horse of history. A bad plan that is well executed will yield much better results than a good plan that is poorly executed. With bad laws and good civil servants it's still possible to govern. But with bad civil servants even the best laws can't help. I have always found the word Europe on the lips of those who wanted something from others which they dared not demand in their own names. Life is like being at the dentist. You always think that the worst is still to come, and yet it is over already. The great questions of the day will not be settled by means of speeches and majority decisions but by iron and blood. Laws are like medicine, they generally cure an evil by a lesser or a passing evil. Your map of Africa is really quite nice. But my map of Africa lies in Europe. Here is Russia, and here is France, and we're in the middle. That's my map of Africa. I have never lived on principles. When I have had to act, I never first asked myself on what principles I was going to act, but I went at it and did what I thought fit. I have often reproached myself for my want of principle. Fools you are who say you like to learn from your mistakes. I prefer to learn from the mistakes of others, and avoid the cost of my own. Even the most favorable outcome of the war will never lead to the decomposition of the main forces of Russia, which is based on millions of Russian. The latter, even if they break up international treaties, just as quickly reconnect with each other, like pieces of a particle of mercury. I consider even a victorious war as an evil, from which statesmanship must endeavor to spare nations. With a gentleman I am always a gentleman and a half, and with a fraud I try to be a fraud and a half. When you say you agree to a thing in principle you mean that you have not the slightest intention of carrying it out in practice.